All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Council Podcast. My name is Andrew Spreitzer. I'm here tonight with Cody Block, Mitch Miller, who's currently rubbing his tit, Rudy Delaney, and Ryan Pilara. Boys, how we feeling tonight?
Pretty toasty.
Feeling good.
I'm doing great. And looking at this in Zoom, like all of us in this gallery view, this looks like a really legit podcast. I'm really digging it. Mitch got his headset on. He looks like he's fucking going at it. Andrew kind of looks like a bitch, but yeah.
Well, fuck you, Ryan. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about the art of music and everything that we like about music and just kind of kicking back and seeing where the conversation takes us. We thought the best way to talk about music is to bring on a guest star. So we got my cousin in the house, Sam Siebers. Sam, how you feeling, brother?
Feeling good, man. I'm excited to be here.
We're happy to have you.
Hell yeah.
I figure we could just kick it off by Sam lives down in Nashville currently. He's a bit of a music entrepreneur, producer, recorder, does a little bit of everything. So I figured we can just start off because I know some of the viewers know who you are, a lot of them don't. So maybe just tell us a little bit about what brought you down to Nashville. What are some of the things you're doing down there and how you liking it?
Well, let me stop you right there real quick. I want to do a little callback to a previous episode here because I was a little jealous I wasn't involved with this. So loosen things up a little bit. Would you rather have to go to a public bathroom every time you had to crap or never be able to crap in public again?
Wait. Hold on. We actually have somebody that does this. They do not poop in public bathrooms at all.
How do you, what happens if you have to shit really bad?
You got to go somewhere. You drive to the gas station or something, man.
Isn't that a public bathroom?
I don't think I fully understand the situation.
No, is the outdoors considered a public bathroom?
No, you got to go indoors. It could be 3 a.m. and you got to find some McDonald's or something.
So you either go to a public bathroom or you just don't shit?
No. You either have to go to a public bathroom every time or you can never crap in public again. Like you gotta book it home.
So if you're at work, you gotta wait until you get your ass home.
Andrew, you got that
experience. You're either always pooping in a public place or you're only pooping at home. One of the two.
Yeah.
You're on vacation.
You gotta pick. You gotta
go
home.
I guess you're exempt if you're on
Like
vacation.
you go in your hotel room, that counts.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say privately.
Yeah, I would
at
agree
home.
with privately. I don't go very many places right now anyway, so. It's true. That would suck having every day.
Andrew, that makes me
All right, anyway.
Andrew,
wanna
that
get
makes
that
me
out of the
think
way.
of Iowa City in the screenshot that I did.
Oh yeah, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was the conversation between me and you. Okay.
No more. Hey, I didn't say what it was.
Not today.
I know exactly what it is.
All right, but anyway, yeah, I came down to Nashville August of 2019 to go to a recording and production school called Dark Horse. And I ended up graduating from there. And just this past year, I got a job at a studio as a studio engineer. I write, I play, I record. It's just what I love to do. I mean, I love music. So
Sam Siebers' Christmas album on Spotify. Check it out.
yeah. Actually, I'm working on a country album right now.
And-
Probably dropping this summer.
And that is SIEBERS.
Yes, sir.
It was really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's got
I enjoyed it as well.
some bangers for sure. So you liking it down there? I know COVID has probably put a damper on a lot of things, but
Yeah, it's fun. It's, going out to the bars is a little bit weird. Shut down early and you can't dance. You can't even get out of your seat.
Oh.
But you know, I still got my boys down here. I got my dog. So it's all good.
Well, I guess kick it off with.
Yeah, I've actually, I think I got a perfect starting point here.
Go ahead, man.
So I ran into this video a few weeks back that I shared with Andrew. It's by a producer named Rick Beato. He's got a great YouTube channel, and he features a guy named Tim Pierce, who's a session guitarist, played with everybody. They both got phenomenal channels if you want to go check those out. But this video was called something like Music Today, Is It Really Just a Celebrity and a Computer? And they were referring to pop music, top 40 music. People are these record labels are basically getting pretty faces, celebrities, and some guy with a computer who can produce and put the music behind the vocals. And it got me thinking, because I don't tend to listen to this top 40, and I know a lot of you guys are. I want to start off with something that we can all agree with, is that music is awesome, right? Can everybody agree that they like music?
Drink to that.
Yeah, I could probably get down to that.
Hey, let me jump in.
Music
here
is
real quick.
awesome. It's amazing.
I'm actually on this
Hold on.
this
Hey,
podcast to be
my
anti to
internet-
all
Hold
this.
on, Ryan. Cody really has something to say.
My internet's cutting out, and I'm worried, since I'm the one recording, that when we export this, we're gonna lose it all. Because I keep getting a notification saying my internet connection is unstable. Is anybody else able to record this from their screen, or is it only me?
Can.
You have to give like host privileges to somebody. I think we did this once with Rudy.
I can record it right now.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna make Andrew the host.
Yeah,
Um,
there you go. And he should be able to record it, or just it must have like
Or
transferred to him.
it still says it's recording.
yeah, I haven't stopped it. Do you think I should stop the recording and then restart, or should I stop it and
Nah,
let
so
you
we
start?
both roll.
I'd just keep going.
Yeah,
think we're
it
good.
says it's recording. I think we're fine.
Okay, I literally just got booted from the call, so that's why I wanted to, I just wanted to
It's not
double
bad.
check, because if we lose this, I'll be pissed because of a shitty internet connection.
All right. So Sam, just bring us back kind of with like a little
All right, Sam.
transition.
Yeah, so I was saying everybody can agree that they enjoy music, right?
Oh yeah.
So
It's part
what
of
I
your
was
life.
trying to say was that I'm kind of on here to be the anti to all of this because I'm not a huge music person.
Perfect. Hold that thought, because I'm going
All
to
right,
need you.
fine.
I'm going to
fine.
need you. All right.
Yeah.
So I want to start off by kind of breaking down music theory. I won't get too in depth, but music is really cool. And you can basically break it down into keys. There's a set amount of keys, and within each key there's a certain amount of notes, unless you get into key changes and stuff like that. But basically you have these set keys and set tempos. There's a lot of 4/4, 6/8, and a lot of songs are typically like 3 to 4 minutes, right? It's something that we're used to. Vsauce is another YouTube channel. He's got a really cool video, talks about, will we ever run out of music? And it's actually, it's a good point, because we have become accustomed to certain sounds and certain patterns, and you hear it all over the place. You hear it in country, you hear it in metal, you hear it in rap. Every, year, however long, there's certain beats, there's certain chorus patterns, there's certain rhyme schemes that show up everywhere, right? And this becomes really apparent. Last video that I'll name drop here, Axis of Awesome, has another video that it's called 4 Chords, and they go through like 40 different songs from the US, the UK, Mexico, all over the world, that use the same chord progression. It's the same thing the whole time. And these are all songs that everybody knows, and everybody, they're popular songs. The consensus is that the world enjoys these songs and these sounds. We're comfortable with them. So I guess my point is those songs are considered good, but what makes them good?
That's a great question, and a question that we have pondered in the past. I know at Iowa Roo, I don't know if you remember this, but it was a conversation with one of our roommates, and it was the difference between what makes a song good and what makes a song popular. Like we even brought it down to like a personal opinion, like songs that we think are good that aren't popular, or songs that are like top 10 in the world that we hate. So like I think that's a really good question. Like where do you draw that line?
How did that conversation go between you two?
Well, you can imagine Will was involved. I'm sure Will will be on a podcast later. But you can imagine how that went. It got a little testy. But we never really came to a conclusion, which is why it's such an interesting question.
The beat is a very big thing for Andrew and I.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Will's more of a I like to listen to the lyrics, and if they don't have a good meaning, then
Substance.
Yeah, I think a beat could really drive like how popular a song is.
Mhm.
I think that's like a really huge factor.
But even I mean I agree with that. Like for me, if a song has a really good beat, like they could be talking about a shit stain in their underwear. Like if it's got a fucking banging beat, like I'm probably gonna like it and I'm probably gonna listen to it. But
I
like
think. Go ahead, Drew. I'm sorry.
I have a very specific example of a recent occurrence. I don't know if any of you guys heard that song "Driver's License."
Mm.
Yeah.
No.
It like blew up. It like broke Spotify records for streams in a day, and I listened to it, and I just it didn't have a beat. It didn't have. I don't like songs like that. I don't understand how they become so popular.
It's TikTok.
Oh, that's a whole
That's
other.
another thing
Yeah,
to take into
yeah.
account is
Even
social
even
media.
even no, but I think that you're simplifying it too much by saying it's TikTok or it's Twitter or whatever it is. I think that there's, as Sam alluded to, there's this innate sound and like frequencies that we like to hear that we may have even evolved to
They're
like feel
pleasing.
comfortable hearing. Yeah, like they're pleasing to us. I'm pretty sure that there were some studies done that basically said like a larger bass in a lot of songs is comforting to us and something that we just generally enjoy. So if you were to analyze a bunch of the top songs at any time in the United States or really anywhere in the world, you would notice that a lot of them have really strong basses. And
Yeah.
it's just something that makes us comfortable and we enjoy. And it's like, why?
It's something that you can just vibe to.
Yeah, I think even if somebody
It's
doesn't,
a vibe.
Yeah,
if somebody
it's a
doesn't even
vibe.
understand the like music theory or the concepts, kind of what Sam was initially explaining, even if you don't understand all of that, you can feel that and you can hear that, and I think in general there's a few like progressions and beats and things that are more popular than others. And I think even if somebody doesn't understand music theory and concept, they could hear something and
Unless you're deaf.
and yeah.
That
Thank
wouldn't
you,
help.
Mitch.
Yeah, that
We
would.
don't have a
Hey, I
strong
just point out the obvious. That's what I'm here for.
yeah. So I don't know. I just think it's something that people, as Ryan said, it's like innate. You just like can feel it. It's just like a part of something that you feel and like who you are, if that even makes sense.
And
So,
it's such a
I
difficult question to answer because kind of what I was hitting at before, but like when a song comes out and it's by a notable artist, like the first time you hear it, a lot of times you just know that it's gonna blow up. But like other songs, they just blow up for who knows what reasons.
see,
kind
I sorry. I don't agree that songs should just blow up because they're like made by Drake or something like that. Like
I
I
agree with
don't
you.
enjoy a majority of like Drake songs. Like I like a lot of his older stuff. Don't look at me like that, Rudy. I'm serious, dude. I don't like a lot of Drake's newer stuff.
I will point out I do believe Drake is a little bit overrated. I'm
And
not saying he's bad. I'm
I
saying
don't
he's a
think
little
that
overrated.
I don't think that it's necessarily that he's overrated or not. It's just like he hasn't been making music that I personally enjoy. And I don't think that just because he comes out with something, it should be a banger. There are some people, some bands, some people, that artists that go through like phases where they're like making nothing but hits for like 6 years straight, or in like Fall Out Boy's case for like 16 years straight, but that's just a personal opinion.
Like Fall Out Boy.
So yeah, I love Fall Out Boy. So like, I don't know. I think it comes down to individual people and what's hot at that time. But I also think that there's an underlying innate what we love about music.
So let me bring it back here. I agree with you, but I want to touch on something Andrew said. You said sometimes a song will blow up and who knows why. And I've thought about this. This was a talking point for me in this podcast. I think there's always a why. Like, for example, there's a band called Black Flag. I think they were around in the 80s, maybe early 90s. They're like a punk band, and you listen to it and the production is horrible. It sounds like they just stuck one mic in a room and let everybody play as loud as they could. The lyrics and the vocals are just odd. And I started thinking, and these guys have tens of millions of listens on Spotify. I started thinking, why? Why do people like this? And in their case, I think they came around in the age where punk rock was big and it was just sort of coming around. And it didn't matter to the people listening that it sounded like crap or the vocals were weird. It had that energy and that rebellion, that rebellious feel to it that these people could just headbang to when there was nothing to headbang to, right? But I think you could also make the argument, like, you could take an Italian opera singer doing an aria over a trap beat with an accordion playing lead. And a lot of people would be like, what is this? This is crap. But maybe to somebody, it's good because that aria, that Italian singer really is killing it, you know? And so for me, I listen to all sorts of different music. My main genres are country and metal. And there's a lot of metal songs out there where it's kind of like, whatever. But then when like a Randy Blythe or a Corey Taylor just starts screaming and you can feel that, for me, that's what makes that song. Or when Eminem is just killing a verse.
Here we go.
The beat, Eminem's a great example. His beats a lot of times are just goofy.
They're questionable.
But he's so good at what he does.
I agree.
That it makes that song, good.
And
right?
I wanted to hit on that as well, Sam. I like what you said. You talk about the feel of it, the way that it makes you feel. Somebody that I want to bring up is Mac, R.I.P. Mac. I think that the concept of the music that he produced, particularly I think later in his career, I guess with the things that he was like going through in his life, like you can hear that in his music. And I think a lot of other people just relate strongly to that.
The
You know, and then
emotion.
exactly. And then when
Juice WRLD as well.
Juice WRLD is a perfect example. And like you can hear, it's not that they're just singing and producing for the sake of doing it. They're doing it because it means something, and I think people can sense that, especially people who can relate, right? And I think if you can't specifically relate to that feeling that it evokes, like if somebody listens to punk or like heavy metal, like I appreciate those vocals and that's incredible, but I don't like relate to that like that emotion that they're trying to evoke, and I don't have that side of me really. But when it comes to like a Juice WRLD or a Mac, like that I can relate to, and I can hear it also. And we haven't talked about like lyrical wise, like the lyrics. I think that makes a difference too, even if you don't, it might not make the first difference. It might not be the most important thing, but I think it does make a difference. And I think people who have specific experiences in their life and the way that they're raised and things that they have gone through and things that they continue to go through and what they're going through in life, I think they hear a song and they hear a melody and they hear a beat and they hear these lyrics and they relate to that. They feel that, right? And I think the feeling that you get depending on who you are and what you've been through, that really defines your taste in music.
Dude, let me tell
100%.
you, Juice got me through some shit. Like I don't want to sound, I don't want to get all deep or anything, but like I wish he was still with us, man, because his music is like the perfect example of you can just feel it and you can hear. Sam, I don't know how much of Juice World you've heard, but like his music is emotional, man. Like it will cut deep. Like
Yeah.
some of the shit that he talks about and like what he went through and how he persevered through all this stuff.
But that's the thing. It might cut deep for you, but not someone else.
Yeah,
So
I
I
agree.
mean, it's hard to draw. Like that's why we're all attracted to different music. Like something always resonates with someone,
Mhm.
but not the next person. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think Juice is a great example.
R.I.P.
Juice is a great example for me as somebody where I can listen to it and I can appreciate the music, but I don't like it.
Right.
It's
And
I
there's a
still
fine line
consider it
there.
good, but I don't like it. So the music is very subjective to the listener, right? I don't know if we can ever agree that something is going to be good to everybody, but that doesn't make it a bad song. Which brings up another good point. My dad, if you look back at some of
Uncle Tom.
If you look back at some of the artists who are considered the greatest of all time, he loves Bob Seger and Zeppelin and
Bob Seger's
Tom,
great.
yeah,
Not gonna
and
lie.
Tom Petty,
Zeppelin.
but he hates the Doors and the Beatles and Jimi Hendrix, and those are all sort of relatively similar style. It's all classic rock. So why can't he stand these certain groups? Or if you guys have examples, why do you love one artist in a genre and can't stand another? To flip it on its head.
I feel like a lot of that has to do with like individuals' capability to I don't know, to like you said, like it does, just because somebody doesn't like it doesn't mean it's not a good song. Like some people don't have either an ability or they just don't care to like try to appreciate other music. And I think that's one thing that kind of just comes down to the character of like who you are. Like some people, like again, I can appreciate heavy metal and I think that's an amazing thing that they can do, but like I'm not into it. And I think there's other people who just hear it and because they're not into it, they're just like, that sucks. Like they don't have capability and ability to appreciate it. And I think that just comes down to like, I don't know, like who you are as a person. I don't know. It's kind of deep, but if that even makes sense.
Yeah.
I also think like once you self-proclaim yourself as a fan of an artist, like it's hard for you not to like stuff that they're going to put out. Like if you didn't know who somebody was and they put out a song and you listen to it, like I know I do this all the time. Like when one of my favorite artists comes out with a song, if it was written by somebody else and sang by somebody else, I probably wouldn't like it. But just because it's them, like for example, Chris Brown. Chris Brown's my favorite artist. Whatever disagreements come with that, that's fine. But Chris Brown's my favorite artist. He'll drop a 32 song album and I will like 30 of the songs. Like it just because he's Chris Brown and he's my favorite artist. But I think that also goes with once these star artists set their platform and they set their bar, like Drake, for example. Drake can drop a single tomorrow. It doesn't matter what he's talking about, and it'll be top 5 on Spotify at least, just because it's Drake. And people will they may not like it at first, but they'll listen to it and it'll grow on them because it's
Exactly.
Drake. But like if it was a random artist, they listen to the song one time, they're not going to listen to it again because they didn't like it. But
Or
they know.
they might not even get through that song.
Right, exactly.
They don't even want to give it a chance.
Exactly. So I think like the stance that people have on specific artists also has a lot to do with that. And once somebody decides that they dislike an artist, people like to stick by their opinions So it's really difficult for them to change their minds on that. Like going back to what you were saying about your dad.
And I think that also relates to like an analogy for that would be like athletes too. You know, like if somebody doesn't like Tom Brady or LeBron, it's like
Yeah, I'm that way too.
gonna kind of stick to that. You know, if they say that, it's kind of like they don't want to double back on that. And I think it's a relatable concept almost.
It might be like a little bit of a pride thing.
Yeah, I
I-
would agree.
I think that this is a point I wanted to bring up earlier, but I think it also comes down to the type of person that you are. Like when Sam was mentioning that his dad didn't like the Beatles, but he liked all these other bands or something like that. I think it could be a product of when you grew up and what was cool at that time. So was it cool to not like the Beatles, but like Led Zeppelin? And even though they may be somewhat similar styles of music, or something that you would think people might like if they like one thing or the other, it might just be like I don't like Drake because he's way too mainstream or something like that.
Yeah.
There's totally that aspect of music liking.
And I do see that playing a part. Like that definitely has an impact. But I also think I think growing up, like for us, for example, like I think it's our generation was rap is like the primary genre that most of individuals or people or guys or girls our age like, right? And I really don't like it that much. And I know all of you do. And
Not all of us.
yeah, well, not all of you,
I
but
would say me and Rudy are really the only two that kind of
Looks
live
like
rap.
Chance.
so I think that
A rapper?
it has to do with like what's popular, yes, but I also think it just has to do with kind of like your growth process as you just kind of get older and like what you I don't know. I feel like something happens with chain of events happen throughout your life as you grow up, and it's just like that kind of has an impact on you and what sticks with you almost, you know. Because I know there's some songs that you guys love, and I'm just like, I just don't, it does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. And I'm like, I want it to, I really do, but it doesn't, you know, and if it can, it can,
Don't.
you know.
Yeah.
Can I talk about Nickelback for a second? Because I feel like they got so
Please
I
do. Please
I
do.
love Nickelback.
Dude,
I love
don't even
all
get
of
me
their music.
started.
They've got some
Dude,
really
they
good
don't
stuff.
play it.
That
I
is a
love-
Dude.
perfect example of everybody hates Nickelback because the internet thinks it's okay and cool to hate Nickelback.
That phase,
It's cool to hate Nickelback. That's all
They
it is.
don't
It's
have any reason. They just hate them because the internet hates them.
So
And
good.
I
Yeah.
love
That's how you really
Nickelback, and
feel
I have
good.
for a very long time.
They've
I
got some
Day
think
really
one.
good
that
stuff.
shit is over, man. I think it was cool to not like them back in like the day, but enough people now have realized no, like they
But,
got
like,
good music.
I
Like,
feel like it took a
they-
toll on their career, like,
Oh, 100%.
and that sucks. Thank you for bringing that up, Rue. I didn't
Hey.
even think to bring that up, but that's a great one that I
I
really
just want to say,
wanted
I'm
to talk
sure
about.
that Nickelback did just fine.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm
absolutely.
sure that they're still swimming in money, so like I wouldn't worry about them too much. But
Look at this graph.
Iconic.
Dude, Nickelback has some great songs, and I'm
I-
sure our listeners will disagree.
Straight
but
they
bangers.
probably will.
I would be
They probably will.
convinced that those people are just brainwashed by the internet, and they couldn't tell me a reason why they hate Nickelback.
I actually have some thoughts pent up from your earlier discussion, Andrew, about what makes a song good, the beat or the lyrics.
Sure.
And I think that there's two aspects. Well, obviously there's two aspects to that, the beat and the lyrics. But hold on.
Great insight there.
You're welcome. But as somebody who isn't like super into music, I'm not always looking for new music. I'm not trying to find stuff all the time that like is going to be the next big hit song or anything like that. I just kind of get things as they come to me. As somebody from that aspect, the things that resonate with me is if I get a good beat, something that makes me want to dance, that makes a song good to me. But also like really good lyrics can make you feel something outside of dancing in a mood. You know what I'm saying? Which you guys talked about a lot, was it resonating with you. So I think that the beats is good for like making you feel nice and maybe dancing or something like that. But I think that lyrics are what make people really like resonate to the core with them. But you could probably get a beat going that does resonate with you to the core. But what I'm saying is the only times that I ever really get chills from hearing a song is from songs that have really good, strong lyrics.
See, I get chills when it's like just a, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like a real nice hook and a chorus that just drive into this beat, and it just like takes over, and it's literally a work of art.
So
Like
okay,
music is an art form for sure.
let me bring up something here. I think me and Cody are the only ones who play instruments.
I was just gonna bring that up too. I think we should talk a little bit about writing and playing some
I
music
played the drums in 5th grade.
for our listeners.
Rudy plays the skin flute. No, okay, my bad.
He does.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Retired.
All right.
Go ahead, Sam.
So this is important to me. I firmly believe that at some point in your life, everybody should pick up an instrument and try. I don't care if it's guitar, piano, drums. Learn it a little bit. If you suck and give up, you suck and give up. But
I did.
it builds a certain appreciation. Okay. So way back in the beginning, when I was talking about Rick Beato with the Celebrity in a Computer, a lot of these producers these days, they just go and listen to beats on the internet and they pick the drums from this song and the keyboards from this song and they just kind of throw it together. And it's not really art. It is, but it's a different way of doing it. It's kind of cheating to somebody
Manufactured art.
Yeah. But if you learn that instrument, like let's say guitar, and you go listen to a Stevie Ray Vaughan track, there's no vocals, right? It's just drums, guitar, bass, and he's soloing for 7 minutes. Go listen to Little Wing, his cover of Jimi Hendrix. It's unbelievable. Talk about getting chills when he hits the licks in the verse, or the opening theme. You guys got the Pirates of the Caribbean. Go listen to that soundtrack from the movie, the whole thing, front to back. Listen to the way that the flute calls and then the French horns respond, or the way the timpani builds up into something, and how every moving piece interacts. And it's amazing. It's beautiful.
I agree. And I real quick, I want to say, I don't want everybody to think that I'm just like a rap, strictly rap guy. Like what you were just saying, there are some songs out there that I totally agree with you. Like all of the buildup of all the different combinations of instruments and just beautifully flowing together. Like it is absolutely gorgeous. I'll try to think of some examples, but right
Like
now,
Out by the Lake, right?
Yeah.
like Park on My
Phenomenal
Lake.
song.
One thing,
Maybe like a stupid example, but like a song that the real quick, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Carol of the Bells, dude.
Wait, one thing real quick, just a little food for thought. Sam, the way that you just talked about music and how things flow together and how beautiful that kind of thing is, I think is really important, and something that our generation tends to not focus on is the beauty of these amazing pieces of art that we have, whether it's music or actual like drawings or something like
Yeah.
that. We don't spend enough time thinking about how amazing some of the stuff that we actually have is. We just kind of take them for granted. So I thought that was really nice.
I like
And
Ryan.
go ahead, Cody.
No, I was just commenting, saying I like Ryan's point because I think that's really true. People just don't think about. They don't. I just think it's not appreciated. Like You like hear a song like, yeah, that's really awesome. But Sam, when you pulled Andrew and I in your car and you were taking us through the
Yeah.
song that you composed by yourself, like people, they hear it, like people weren't listening, but they don't like necessarily, they don't grasp onto those things.
Yeah.
All of that is
it brought out a whole new realm of
yeah, and that's what
appreciation.
makes it what it is, you know, that's what makes it
Yeah.
together. And people just don't, some people don't appreciate it because they can, and some people just don't want to. I think it's just
Well, here's
Yeah,
the thing.
I didn't mean to derail it. I just wanted to say that was
No,
really
this is good.
point.
This is good. If here's another thing, you can hear a song, and I'm guilty of this. I'll hear a song 10, 15 times and I won't really listen to it, you know? Going back to the whole Pirates of the Caribbean thing, just because I think it's one of the greatest compositions of all time. Go on YouTube and look up the Pirates of the Caribbean live with Hans Zimmer. And then you can actually see when the cello comes in, or see when there's a drum fill here that you might not have heard before. So you can visualize what's going on, and it might give you a new level of appreciation. That's another thing I think that's important.
One thing I wanted to mention too, I named Hans Zimmer, shout out, man. That guy is he's so talented, man. Like he's done Inception. He's also done Interstellar, Pirates of the Caribbean, like all of these just phenomenal movies with these soundtracks, man. Like, and I think too, one thing I've been thinking about is the effect like music has just by itself, but also like in like cinematography and things like that too.
Mhm.
You know, like you can be watching a movie and the music is there and you don't necessarily realize it, but it's changing the entire scene.
Oh yeah.
And how you're perceiving the scene, and
It affects emotion in incredible ways.
yeah, and
I
that goes
have
back to
a
the
specific
feel.
example.
You know, that goes back to the feel of it. Like it's drawing you in. It's just making it something that it would not be otherwise. And I think that's incredible. And I think if you actually sit down, watch a movie, and you actually pay attention to the music in each
Yeah.
scene, and you can, and like, and then like, yeah, I don't know.
It
It's
adds
crazy.
so much.
So
real
Andrew-
quick,
Andrew, is the
Andrew,
movie
hold
gonna be
on.
Warrior?
No, it's not. But
Real
that's a great
quick,
movie.
real quick. One of my neighbors said this years ago, and it's always stuck with me. Cinema is the reason classical music is still alive.
That's a great point. One thing to add on to that is I told you guys I would try to come up with an example. This was literally like last week. Something just popped into my head and I wanted to go listen to this song. Duel of the Fates from Star Wars: The Phantom Menace
So
is a
good.
great example of that. Like the violins and the orchestra and everything just like
And the chorus,
the build up, the chorus, the build up,
or the choir, I mean.
Yeah. I'm just like laying in my bed listening to this song, like getting the chills,
Oh,
like
Yeah.
thinking of the
Drew.
lightsaber battle with Darth Maul, like that.
Mhm.
That's
Drew, let's mention season 6, episode 10,
yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Even if we don't need to ruin the episode for anyone who hasn't seen it, but that was the first episode, right? That had piano. Like that
Yeah.
blew my mind.
And
The
that's
opening scene.
Yeah. And the
Oh.
effect that had, that's the best episode in the whole series, in my opinion. And well, maybe not episode, definitely best intro, but the effect that song has on that episode is
and
just,
you don't even realize it.
oh, it's just amazing. I'm getting the chills right now thinking about it. Like
You
that's
don't even
Shout
Like,
out
I
to
had
Game of
no-
Thrones composers.
100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What's his
Like-
name? DeWaldy or something.
I'll look it
Ramon.
up real quick.
But yeah, that Game of Thrones soundtrack is also.
I feel like most
incredible.
people take the soundtracks of movies for granted. Like I would like to go back and watch a movie without the soundtrack and
Yeah.
see how shitty it is.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
Avengers, Star Wars, dude, you can go on and on.
Jurassic Park, Harry
Jurassic
Potter.
Park, yep. So good.
Ramin Djawadi,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
probably butchered that, but that's who it was.
yeah.
Yeah. And little bone to pick with society here. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I've done it. I've done it plenty of times. You know, you got your phone and there's a 30-second video. Oh, that's too long. Next. You're not willing to sit through it because we're so accustomed to everything being like that. Everything is just next, what's next? And you see this in music. Like we were saying earlier, people aren't willing to go listen to a 6-minute.
There is a
Zeppelin
prime
song.
example of that sitting right in this Zoom, and his name is Rudy Delaney.
Yeah.
Every time a fucking album comes out, he will listen to the first 30 seconds of every song and then decide whether or not he likes the song.
It depends on the artist.
Well, Rudy, I
Like
can't
who?
tell you
Defend yourself.
how many songs that I've listened to and hated the first time, and then I listened to them a couple more times, and they're phenomenal.
I love Chris Brown, but I'm not listening to a 45-track album. I'm sorry.
That's fair. That's fair. That's totally fair. But like last week,
Yeah,
what was it? The G-Eazy and Chris Brown song that came out, Provide. Rudy texts me, he's like, yeah, it was all right. I wish Chris Brown had a verse though. And I'm like, he does have a verse. It's the last verse of the song. He's like, oh
3 minute
shit,
long.
I didn't listen to it that long. Like that's a perfect example of that.
It's like the last 30 seconds of the song.
Still good.
Oh, dude. Okay, I want to talk about for a second Halsey's voice, bro. Halsey's voice is just, oh my goodness. Like, I do like some of her songs, but her voice just makes it so much better. Like, her voice is insane.
If I could make love to a sound, it would be Halsey's voice.
I gotta go with my girl Adele, man. Shout out Adele.
I respect that.
First female artist to spend, I think, 200 or 500 weeks on the top 200 or something.
Dude, she lost a ton of weight. Have you seen her recently?
Yeah, she looks good.
She doesn't even look like her.
Mitch, she's the girl in Forget Me Too.
Halsey, yeah.
MGK.
Yeah. She's got a great verse on Post Malone's recent album.
yeah.
She's got a great verse on
Without
Juice
Me.
WRLD's most recent album.
Dude, her verse on Life's a Mess, I love that song, but I wish they sang the chorus one more time after her verse, but they don't. Just want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, sure thing. Rudy.
No.
This might just apply to Andrew though. Well, other people that listen to pop music, but like, what is your favorite producer tag?
You got that dope.
Producer tag.
Metro Boomin, maybe.
I do like Metro Boomin.
I'll leave it at that. But I don't know. There's it's tough. It's tough to put me on the spot.
That plays a lot into the song too. Like if the build up and then the tag comes in.
The producer tag right before the bass drop. I agree. But yeah, hey, let's something that I've been thinking about for a minute now. Let's just go around real quick and just say who our favorite artist is at this moment. I just said mine was Chris Brown. So we'll go to Mitch. Right now, Mitch, 2021, February 11th, 2021 at 8:48 p.m. Eastern Time. Who is your favorite music artist?
I think just historically, it's been Big Sean.
Yeah, I've always been a big Sean fan as well. Top 5.
But I don't know. Right now, I just haven't been in the mood to listen to music. I just don't. I feel like I don't have time. Ever have that like just? I don't know.
In your defense, 2021 music has been pretty shit so far.
Yeah, but I can't say that I've listened to music. I don't know. I feel like ever since like I left college, I used to like drive delivery, and I used to listen to hours and hours of music just driving around. And I just don't do that anymore. I sit at my fucking desk and I jerk off all day. I don't know. I'm like
For
all day.
people at Mitch's work, he does not actually sit at.
Oh no, I don't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, disclosure, I actually don't do that. I don't know. I just feel like I haven't been listening to music.
Yeah, me and you have always been able to agree on Big Sean and Chance.
Yeah, and
Recently,
even
Chance,
to
not so
go to
much for me.
Chance, like who was saying something about like you can listen to a song first time through and not like you. I listened to Chance's last album all the way through, first time,
Dude.
and I was very upset. And then I listened to it like at least another 10 times, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing."
Yep.
I hate to say it, I gave it multiple chances, and I couldn't. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just
so
me.
That's the beauty of subjectivity of art.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yep. That's a perfect example right there.
So
Rue, who's your favorite artist right now?
I have two right now. So DaBaby, as usual, for hip hop.
Mm.
And then a big country, Morgan Wallen. I've been listening. His new album is unbelievable.
Okay, so you're
Yeah, I
you're
don't
gay
know.
now.
You don't
okay.
like
I
it?
don't
Dude?
know. I wasn't.
Really?
There's some good songs,
Hey,
but
we're all
overall,
subject to our opinions. I respect it, Rue.
Country's growing on
You
me,
got
though.
two ends of the spectrum going right there.
Yeah, country's growing.
Yeah, I'm not a country fan. Just throwing it out there. And I feel like that's another example. I will play the victim here. Is like my whole life I have been like anti-country. Like just shit on country music. And
you
so
like at one point you physically hated country music. I don't know if it's that
so like at
extent
this
now,
point,
but
there's no way that I can like
oh yes, you can.
I like
Come
country
on.
music now. Like it's part of me. Like
Don't
I
wanna-
can't.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you meant like
Yes.
I thought you meant like even if you did like it, you couldn't admit it. Not I physically can't like it.
Well, both. I mean, I don't know.
No, dude. If you like, because there are country songs that you like, dude. How about
Yeah.
Yeah.
When It Rains, It Pours, or
Yeah.
by Brad Paisley or whatever? I know
I
you
don't
like
know
that.
that
Luke
song.
Combs.
Luke Combs.
you
don't
love
know that
whiskey
song.
glasses
No,
too.
no, it's not the.
No, there are a couple.
Whiskey
and
glasses.
Morgan Wallen, shout him out.
Beautiful Crazy, I do
Yeah,
like.
Yes.
Live Like We're Dying by Tim McGraw is a good song.
I love Tim McGraw.
But I mean, I could put up the country songs that I like on one hand. We'll just leave it at that.
Nah, you could probably do like Hands and Toes.
Florida Georgia Line I don't count because they're kind of like pop
Oh, they're
country.
so good.
I'll say this. Florida Georgia Line is kind of, from a traditional standpoint, they've kind of ruined. They've been part of the wave that's ruined traditional country. But like,
But I'm
if you
okay with that.
if you actually listen to their songwriting is phenomenal.
Do you like them?
I wouldn't put them in my top 10, but I respect them. I can sing along with them.
Right.
I like them. I like them.
He can get down, you know.
Yeah.
He can get down. No,
Ryan,
you know
how
what
about
I've been
you?
loving lately? John Party.
He's awesome.
Yes.
Party's awesome.
And he's one of the guys, he's trying to keep that traditional scene alive, which
That's
Yeah,
head
I
over
think
boots. isn't
Eric
it?
Church too. Would you agree with Eric Church, Sam?
yeah, he's a little more old school. He's got 3 albums coming out in April.
Really?
3. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
Chris
even know who
Stapleton
John
too is older,
Party
isn't he? Or
is.
he's trying to keep the older like country going.
Yep.
I like
Yep.
him.
All right, to Ryan.
Ryan, who's your favorite artist?
Nobody.
Right now at this moment,
Yeah.
I really enjoy listening to Quinn XCII, which of course
Yes.
in numerals is 1738.
No, isn't Quinn 92? Isn't that his name?
XCII, that would be 92.
This like went straight over your guys' heads, like went straight over your head.
I thought you were saying Charlie XCX or whatever.
No,
whatever her name is.
No, but I really like I like stumbled upon.
Wait, so
What
that
is
was a
it called?
joke?
Me and
I'm
you both.
confused.
No, it's no. I agree with Ryan right here. It's considered contemporary R&B, I believe.
That's
He's really
what
good,
it
though.
is.
It has this like California vibe, you know. It has that like just. I don't know.
I'm like a strong fan of the indie sounding music, even though that's not really indie sounding music, but like I don't really know how to describe the music I like. It's more like easygoing, like go with
It's a real vibe.
I don't know.
I'm
Yeah,
all about,
it's weird.
I'm all about vibe.
And then on top of that, I listen to like Fall Out Boy.
Oh,
Boys. Boys, great.
and a baby on the side.
And me and Andrew
Yeah,
both
not the
or me and Ryan both for 2020.
I
I
remember
listened to Bryce Vine a lot last year
Too,
too,
yeah.
like towards the end of last year. Not so much recently, but that was a lot of my music that I listened to. I've also been getting back into like Megan Trainor.
All about that bass.
Not
Right,
really that, but like yeah. Oh, this guy, this guy, he was on American Idol. His name's Johnny West. He's got 3 songs that I really, really like. He's just a small dude and I like his music.
Good old Johnny West.
shit.
Yeah,
we
look
have
him
to-
up. Johnny West. The three songs I like. One's called Already Enough. The other one's Feel Like Myself, and then Making Love.
He likes that one. Paige likes
Like
that
that one a lot.
one.
Ryan, do you like Drew Barrymore by Bryce Fine?
It's a great song.
Oh, I know
It was
that song.
recommended to me a lot of times. I never like went through it all the way.
That's the
That's
only one.
something that drives me nuts. I think the Spotify algorithm is shit. Like it does a decent job of recommending songs, but like when you get to the point where you don't want to listen to a song and it keeps recommending it to you, it's like super frustrating.
Cody.
Anyways,
It is a
there's my
good- it
little
is a good
rant
song,
at
though.
Spotify, even though we're on Spotify.
No, Ryan, I like that. You brought a little bit of a alternate view to all of this. Go ahead, Code. Who's your favorite?
Mac at the moment.
Really?
I didn't start listening to him until after he passed, if I'm being completely honest. But once I did, I was hooked. Like almost immediately. I started with his most recent album and then kind of worked my way back. And yeah, I just RIP to that man. Tiny Desk. If you have not seen Mac Miller's Tiny Desk, you must. You have to go watch it. It's got I don't even know how many million views. It's incredible. It's so good. And Mac's my favorite. Got to give a shout out to my boy Ed. He's always been there for me, man. I think he's a great guitarist.
Kalirin.
Yeah, Khalid as well. Ed Sheeran and Khalid. Shout out to those guys. Even though Ed's taken a bit of a hiatus at the moment. And I've also been listening to like indie rock recently, like Ziggy Alberts, and bands like along those lines. Kaleo, dude, I love Kaleo. So, indie rock is like a really good genre that I've kind of been exploring recently in camp. I don't know. I love it. It's really good. So those are my picks. I think Sam. Sam.
How about you?
I mean, traditionally, I like everything from Sinatra to Marley to Eminem. Kenny Chesney's one of my favorites. But right now, February 11th, of Mice and Men, it just dropped a couple new singles, and I'm loving it. New album on the way. Very excited.
You know what I want to say about all this? If somebody could put together a compilation of all of the like American Idol or America's Got Talent like goosebump videos, if somebody could like throw along a string of that or create an album based off of that, like I would really enjoy that. There's like this video of these, I don't know, probably like 12-year-old girls singing the song Creep. And it is like, oh, it's awesome.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, it was amazing. And like, if I could get that like in an album or a continuous playlist or something like that, I would be very happy.
See, I love that. We just went through 6 of us. You know, we've been close friends forever. There was so much diversity in all of our favorite artists right there. Like that just goes to show how music just affects everybody in such different ways.
Amen.
That's really cool to me.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I wanna while we're on the subject,
Wait,
I have a what?
you didn't say who your favorite artist was.
I did, Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
Mhm.
Oh, said
Ooh,
that like way earlier.
Yeah, I was first, Ryan. Fuck you, Ben. Chris Brown. We won't get into it, but he's my favorite artist.
But if you had to
But-
choose a second one,
Yeah, who's your second?
Juice WRLD.
World.
yeah.
Yeah, Juice WRLD. But
Ryan.
Nickelback's probably top 5.
Oh God, look at where you got him going now.
But I wanted to share my top 10 favorite songs of all time. I've been keeping a running
Ooh.
notes in my phone for
Ooh.
like a couple years now. And I've given it a lot of thought. So, you know, at me if you want, come at me, whatever you want to do.
I
But
plan on it, yeah.
I want to share. And this is in no particular order, by the way. So we've got, this is a relatively new one, but it made the list. Congratulations by Post Malone featuring Quavo. We got It Ends Tonight, All American Rejects.
Ooh,
Banger.
Lighters by Bad Meets Evil featuring Bruno Mars. Bad Meets Evil, if you don't know, is Eminem and Royce da 5'9".
Another banger.
Great song. Right above it, Lil Wayne and Drake.
Oh,
Take me back, baby.
yes.
Shit.
Forever by Chris Brown.
Ooh, yes.
Ah.
Yeah.
Shout out Office, The Office. No Love
Oh,
by Eminem
man.
featuring Lil Wayne.
Mhm.
Incredible. Gotta Be Somebody by Nickelback. That song just has a special place in my heart. Best Love Song, Chris Brown and T-Pain. All the Above by Mano.
You know.
Dude, I love that song.
It's your
That
top
song,
10.
that's one of those songs that has withstood the test of time for me. Like
Yeah.
it has not got old. And lastly, Cinderella Man, Eminem.
All right, I'll say this. 7 or 8 of those are probably in my top 20 in that genre, but not even close to my top 100 all time.
Right? Is that? I mean,
Yeah. That's the beauty of it, right?
Exactly.
Dude, if I had to make a
Like
list,
those
I'd
are the
make one
songs for
list.
me. Yeah, I've been working on that for a while. Like I have some that are on the fence, and like new songs that I really love at the moment. Obviously, I'm not going to put on the list, but these are the songs that I have loved for a very long time. And
I don't know that Nickelback song. I'll have to listen to it.
Yeah, I don't think I know that
It's
one
so
either.
good.
Yeah.
I know it.
it's really good. I used
I
to
have-
listen. I used to listen to that song on the bus in like 5th grade, and I was super sad because I was like looking for a girl. It was like there's gotta be somebody out there
That's-
for me.
That's
I
me.
was like leaning my head up against the bus window, looking out into the distance.
Dude, that's me, but far away. Far
I'm
away
in
by
5th grade. I'm never gonna find someone.
Far Away by Nickelback.
Yeah,
That's the same.
That's a great one.
that's one of the one that
Far
was on the
Away
fence for
is
me.
awesome.
That's
God,
a
that
great
music
song.
video still gets to me.
Mitch, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, this podcast has I have an idea. Can we make a playlist with our Council Podcast account?
I think
don't
so.
know.
I think you can.
I don't know.
Or if we all just like, I would personally enjoy if we all made like a playlist of 20 songs and we shared it and we just all listened to each other's playlists.
I like that. Just
Dude,
put
that's
it
a
on
good
shuffle.
idea.
Right. And then, maybe some of the viewers can, send us links to their playlists on Spotify or whatever, Apple Music, they should. And we can listen to
Yeah.
their top 20 or something
One
like
thing
that.
we
I think
could
it'd be cool.
definitely do is, even if we can't make a playlist with our account, we can just make a playlist and send a link to it.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's what I was thinking too. Like that was my backup idea.
I think that's a good idea.
I like that idea.
Write that down.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam, is there anything else you wanted to discuss or touch on before we close it out for the night?
No, I think it's kind of tie everything together.
I think Ryan threw some of that chat in here. That's kind of interesting.
What's that? I didn't see it.
Lock up Chris Brown.
Oh,
We had to.
Where's Gavin at?
God,
He
and
did
that's
his-
Andrew's
he did
favorite
his
artist.
time,
Kinda-
man. He did his time.
what do you
Dude,
gotta say about
nobody can do their time for the shit that he did.
he was throwing his CDs out the window, dude. Come on.
Sure.
Watch his documentary. Just that's all I gotta say. Watch his
I
documentary.
did. I wasn't impressed.
Watch his documentary, kind of like watching Michael Jordan's documentary that he completely produced.
Oh, it was amazing.
Oh, that's
Yeah, it was
not
amazing,
saying
but
at
come
all.
on, guys. Of course, a video about Chris Brown by Chris Brown is gonna show Chris Brown
No,
in a certain
he
light.
literally he publicly came out and has completely accepted everything that happened. He publicly apologized. I mean, he made a big mistake. It was a huge mistake. Don't get me wrong, but like you got to move on.
But my
And
okay,
no-
all right, yeah,
no,
we're not even gonna get into it.
no. You sparked this fire. Let me keep going. Okay. The fact that he has been able to continue to do what he has done with that hanging over his head is extremely impressive. Can you imagine where he would be if that never happened? I'm not saying that it wasn't a bad thing to do. Like I do not condone it whatsoever. He beat a woman. Obviously, that's a really fucking terrible thing to do. But the fact that he has been able to recover from that and have the success that he has had, name a notable rap / pop. Okay, we'll keep it in rap. Name a notable rap artist that he has not collaborated with, even since the incident. It's really tough to do. And that says a lot about what
Post
he
Malone.
has been able to. What'd you say?
Post Malone.
I think he
Right.
has.
Okay, maybe off the top of my head.
But
I don't.
he's collaborated with everyone. I agree with
That's
you.
what I'm saying. He's collaborated with Drake, Kanye, fucking Kendrick Lamar, like J. Cole, all the big dogs. And this is after his incident. I mean, again, I'm not condoning that. I'm not condoning the actions that occurred, but he would be widely considered as one of the greatest performers of all time if he never punched Rihanna in the face.
Chris Brown and Ray Lewis, stand-up
Yep.
guys.
Real stand-up guys. I mean, I'm not saying he's my role model or anything, but I love his music. That's all I gotta say.
Damn, he's got some good songs.
Yeah, he does.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, hey, just to tie up any loose ends here, everybody should listen, like really listen. Listen to everything you can. You might find your new favorite song, and if you write, if you play, you might learn something that inspires you to write and play more. And it's good for you. It's good for the brain.
Good for the soul.
I think that
Yeah.
is one thing that we should do. Well, me personally, is just reach out and listen to more music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would want to mention that too. Like even if you're not a huge fan of a specific genre or artist or something, I'm not saying you need to love it, right? But I'm just saying I would encourage people to branch out, try new things, listen
Yeah.
to new artists, and really try and appreciate the music for what it is.
Get out of your comfort zone a little bit.
You don't need to be so prideful all the time, I think.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Hey,
listeners, you got your task for the week. Go out and listen to some new songs.
Somebody you never
Send them our
heard
way.
of, just give them a listen. Sam Siebers.
Yeah. Put me on your Christmas playlist.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, if nobody's got anything else, I mean, I had a blast doing this. I didn't expect to have this much fun, but this was a good one.
Oh, thanks, Drew. Setting the
It's tight.
expectations low for us.
Always do.
Shout out to
Sam, thanks for coming on, bro.
man.
Hey, thanks for having me. I had a great time. I'll come back whenever you need me, man.
Would you
course,
rather
dude.
2.0?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I know Sam loves a deep talk every once in a while. We'll definitely have like a conspiracy theories part 2 or something like that.
I'm in.
But hey, on our way out, I just want to let all our viewers know. Thank you, as always, for tuning in and listening. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Find us on Twitter at the CouncilPod7. Email us with any questions, comments,